Welcome to the first episode of the Let's Talk Football podcast with myself, the Fat Centre Back, and guesting today, and maybe you might see more of them, is Goldie. Welcome, Goldie.
Hello. Thank
How,
you very much.
how are you feeling today?
Feel good, same old madness. And obviously, probably you want to start off with something out the gate once all of the gets jumped in, because I'll let you take the lead on that.
Obviously, we've had a few technical issues as well. First episode, trying to iron them out. But we are here today to talk obviously about the Premier League results and what's happened. But obviously, 3 hours ago, we received the news, did we, that Nottingham Forest and Everton are under investigation again for breaking financial fair play. Obviously, as an Everton fan, it's getting beyond the joke now for us. We've already had a 10-point deduction, and it looks like they're going to try and recharge us for the same charges that they've already gave us, which I don't understand how they're going to do that. And obviously, Nottingham Forest, it's new to Nottingham Forest because it was just an admin error for them, and everything was all fine. But then obviously today's news has dropped, and they're under investigation. So I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Well, to be fair, obviously, because then what happened here is literally a couple of months ago, if that. Obviously, you got 10 points for that thing, and then obviously you just fought your way back. Obviously, you grinded and grinded and grinded to get back to where you are. And obviously, this is thrown up again, where you got Chelsea, who only got away with a little transfer ban. And where are about the 115 for Man City? I ask, where are they? Are they getting brushed under the carpet, or I don't know? From a Liverpool fan point of view, I do think it's just a bit crappy on yous. Hopefully, they don't do yous over again. But yeah, the Prem and UEFA, whoever, are corrupt. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, it feels like there's an agenda against Everton at the moment, and I'm not too sure why. Because obviously Man City have got the money behind them, and it seems to be like that Man City can just decide whatever dates they like, giving them more time to get better lawyers that they've already got, look into the case a bit deeper, and by the time it comes round to charge them, they've probably got all the answers that the Premier League are looking for. And then you've got Chelsea on the other hand, who are getting around it by offering 8-year contracts, which is bizarre and obviously unfair that they found a loophole in the system and they're not getting brought forward once again. I think this time round, I think we've already had a temporary reduction and already appealing it. I think we should just be getting a transfer ban just to stop it from happening again until we balance the books and we're able to probably sell before we buy again. And also we'll play have to lose key players. But it looks like there's an agenda against Everton to make sure Everton get relegated, which is a bit concerning. But it's all fresh in the mind, and we don't know what is going on at the moment. It's only 3 hours deep. So let's talk, obviously, about the football results. So we'll start off with the Friday night game, and it was Burnley and Luton, and obviously it finished 1-1. But that result was perfect for Everton because we didn't want one team to win. Could do a catch up, especially with Luton. Then Luton would have went above Everton, and then they got a game in hand because the Bournemouth games will get rescheduled, which I'm not too sure when that is, but probably date has been confirmed. But the most talking point was Luton's goal. What are your thoughts, Goldie, on Luton's goal? Should it have stood or should it have been disallowed?
To be fair, I've seen goals disallowed for less than that since VAR's come in. I've seen it literally disallowed for less. For me, that goal shouldn't have stood because the player who blocked the Burnley keeper, I don't know his name, that to me is technically a foul, but VAR, they just do as they please.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. It's interesting when I seen it. I say we've seen in the past goalkeepers get away with absolute murder, and Adebayo sees him coming, and it looks like he just arches a bit forward, so his arse is hanging out, and the keeper hits him, ball breaks free, and obviously Morrison taps it in. So for me, it doesn't surprise me that the goal was stood because I'm a big advocate for goalkeepers get too much protection for me. If they want to come out into a crowded area against big physical men, just because they're on a bit of a smaller stature, I think they get too
Yeah.
much protection. So once he makes that decision to come out, he's already risking it to make the VAR or the referee make the decision. So to see it get given didn't surprise me. But if it didn't get given, I wouldn't have been surprised either. You can look at both ends. Obviously Burnley and company weren't happy about it. Obviously Luton were. So it'll be interesting in the comments what people thought about that decision. Is it a goal? Is it not a goal? Let us know in the comments below. But that was basically that game. Watching it back, I think Burnley overall had the better chances to win the game. Luton are a bit of a weird team. I think at home they seem to just turn up against the big teams, and then they go
Yep.
away from home. It's so strange. They look like the poor Championship team that they should be.
Yeah, but to be fair, I do think, even though it's only just on halfway through the season, I do think Burnley and Luton will both go back down. I know it's way too early to say, but that's my opinion.
I do think as well Burnley and Luton will go down along with Sheffield United. Obviously ourselves, Forest now are going to be thrown in the mix, aren't they? Because it looks like they're going to get a point deduction, and Brentford are lurking just above it. But I think with Tony coming back, I think Brentford now should start moving up the table. Now they've got the goal scorer back. But I agree, I think Sheffield United, Burnley, Luton will be the teams to go down. But you never know, it's football. It's got more and more tricks up its sleeve to mess everything up.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Right, we'll move on. Aston Villa travelling to Goodison Park to take on Everton. Right, so it was a strange 0-0 game. It got a bit tasty with a few naughty tackles, and as a centre back, I'm loving Tarkowski's tackles. I'm all for those tackles and little handbags there that got involved. But did you see Villa's disallowed goal?
Where Alex Moreno shot after that one.
Yeah, that's the one. So
Yeah.
the VAR took around 4 minutes to make the decision whether Danjuma played anyone offside or onside, and the main focus was offside. I just don't get why the main focus went offside when there was a clear and obvious foul.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's one of the consistent teething problems of VAR, like the length of it.
Like,
It's just like it takes the excitement of the game. Like you're standing there waiting like a divvy to see if it's a goal or not. And then you can go celebrate or argue the toss. And then obviously it's madness. Another point I do want to point up, the way Diaby tried to get a penalty for that Tarkowski tackle. Like that's never a pen. Diaby took a class out of the Ronaldo dive book.
yeah, because it's all about the follow through. Obviously, when you make a tackle, you're gonna get caught with a follow through. But as long as the initial tackle wins the ball cleanly,
Yeah.
the follow through comes irrelevant. It's what happens in tackles. It's a contact sport. But with the offside, it took them 4 minutes. It looked at sometimes it was on, sometimes off, depending on what angle you look. But they could have ended that within 20 seconds and said, okay, we'll just leave the offside. Longley has got hold of Danjuma's shirt as he's trying to run out.
Yeah.
So as Danjuma's run out, Longley pulls him down. Obviously, he shouldn't have worked on a training to try and keep the player in the box, so then he can obviously gain advantage that way. So I don't know why the VAR said, listen, scrap the offside. It's a free kick anyway. Get the game rolling. But no, players have to stand around for 4 minutes while they decide on offside. It's just it's just baffling.
Yeah.
On the game as well. Calvert-Lewin. He's in terrible form in front of goal, and he should be. For me, I understand why he shot. He's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. He wants to get back on the score sheet, get back into scoring goals, get it off his back that he's not scoring goals, but the Corey's there for tapping. I know Martinez makes a great save, but the Corey's just to the right of him. He can lay it off for a tapping. Great save by Martinez. I wasn't confident in myself in Calvert-Lewin scoring. He doesn't seem to be prolific when he's got time to think about things. Just want to know what your thoughts of it.
Yeah, so obviously I didn't watch the full thing because working on seeing extended highs, but for me, he could have easily tried to think it over Martinez or try and play it left or right, but instead it's like he just shot straight at Martinez.
Yeah,
I know Martinez is a great keeper and all that, but in that situation, you should be able to do a bit better.
yeah.
But obviously,
It seems
I'm,
to get
I'm not a
any height,
striker.
does he? He doesn't get no height on it, does he? At all. He literally doesn't lift it. It literally p-rolls it, so he knows the keeper's going to go one side. His legs are going to be stretched. He's got to lift the ball over. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's an easy bloody L left bumper and a B on Xbox. Easy.
But then fair play to Martinez as well. He gets back in, doesn't he? And
Yeah,
then Gardner has a great attempt. And Martinez gets down
yeah,
quickly and ball just goes wide. But,
yeah,
but overall, I think at the end we held on. Michalenko's tackle
yeah,
at the end was a vital,
yeah, yeah,
vital tackle at the end. And then he gets a bit too excited and stomps on the ball. And the ball hits Onana and starts bouncing around everywhere. But overall, I think a point was fair, but it looked like Villa would have snatched that. But I don't think the point helped either team at either end of the table. Villa needed the point to put a bit of pressure on Liverpool at the top, and obviously Man City could do what Man City do and go on a 20-game unbeaten run.
yep.
So, do you reckon Everton are going to be safe, and where do you think Aston Villa are going to finish the season?
Oh, well, to be fair, I do think he's a safe. Obviously at the minute, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen with this next charge, whatever like that. So I'm hoping you are safe, but obviously it depends on what the Premier League duty is. That could all change like the fan or snap, literally.
Yeah, I
But
think if
then,
we get another point deduction, I think we're done. We're done and dusted. There'll be another 10 points, and there'll just be too much.
yeah. And then in regards to Aston Villa, like Unai Emery, like obviously it didn't work out too well for him at Arsenal. Then he went to Villarreal, did bits there, or was it Sevilla? One of them, because I know we knocked us out in the Europa League a couple of times. But yeah, I think what he's done at Villa this season, like that group of like not world class talented, as you'd say, like really good players, gelled them, and the way they're playing. Like I do think they'll probably, I'm going to say this now, probably Europa League football.
Do you reckon they're going to fall short of Champions League, do you?
That's my opinion, yeah.
I agree with you with the way Unai Emery's got them playing. He's got them so organised. He's getting the best out of like John McGinn. Ollie Watkins is scoring goals, and I think he's like one of the top assisters in the league. And that's strange for a striker who's leading the line to have so many assists.
Yeah, but like I say, I think Villa will get Europa League football.
Do you reckon the downfall is because they're still in Europe and they're still in the FA Cup, that the squad's going to be a
Yeah,
bit stretched?
a little bit, because obviously, apart from like first 11, then the subs, I don't know if they've got any good players who are still out injured or anything like that.
Yeah, the only one I can recall of is like Tyrone Mings, and I think Pau
Yeah,
Torres is injured at the moment. But
yeah,
like, they've got like the likes of Bailey and Diaby, they've got pace in the right areas.
yeah,
Douglas Luiz is having a very, very strong season for them this year as well, and he's lethal from set pieces.
yeah. And obviously your former Everton player as well.
Didn't you?
Yeah,
I think he must be injured recently because I think
yeah.
he was playing left back.
Moreno,
Moreno, yeah.
yeah,
And I think they had
yeah,
Conser right back as well. I think he's a centre
yeah,
half.
yeah. Like I say, be interesting. Still a few months to go.
Yeah, if obviously Aston Villa got the best home form in the league, it's the away form that they need to change. So if they
Yeah,
can get the away form correct, I think I think they could possibly squeeze in that top four. That
you hear the
is,
first. You hear the first here, people. Save the date. Save the video.
yeah, I would. Wouldn't surprise me if they get top four at all. All right, moving on then. Obviously, we had this winter break, haven't we? So only half the Prem play this week and half the Prem play next week. Whatever shenanigans it is, they should just had a week off, made it easier. But at least we have football to watch. Newcastle 2, Man City 3. Right, what did you think of this game? This game was unbelievable from when I was sitting back and watching.
Right, so I only caught the second half because it was on my own from work. So obviously, to be fair, I think City have missed KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, because he was literally like anyone would have them at their club. If you don't want KDB at your club, you're a bit silly because he's literally probably the best centre mid of this Premier League generation. If that makes sense, the current like Premier League, like passing of the ball, his vision and all that. Obviously, and then obviously you got Rodri. Like Rodri's just, I'd have Rodri at Liverpool if I could because he's a boss. Then obviously the youngster Oscar Bob, his name is for short, isn't it?
It is definitely Oscar Bob, yeah, what a name. I do like the name Oscar Bob.
Sounds like a horse name. Yeah, obviously his like touch, and then obviously his coolness just finish it right at the end as well. Then obviously you got Newcastle. Obviously they are missing a few players, I think. Obviously Joe Linton's out for at least 6 weeks. Then obviously Tonali's still out with the whole ban thing. But then obviously your former player Anthony Gordon, he's doing all right, to be fair. And then obviously Isaac's on some form of form.
Yeah, sorry, Newcastle have been strung with a lot of injuries, haven't they? The squad wasn't big enough, and they are the richest club in the world. But with this financial fair play going round, they can't buy.
Yeah,
They literally cannot buy to strengthen the squad because they'll just get hit with the financial fair play.
yeah,
So all this money in the world, and they can't use. They've got to sell before they buy. Obviously, Joe Linton's a big miss in there. He's a proper rock on the unit. Kieran Trippier, for some reason, has gone off the boil. He started off well, and then the last few weeks he didn't see him himself. Anthony Gordon, we all laughed at probably the transfer fee that we received, but now I think that's a bargain the way he's playing. Isaac does what he does, goal machine, a threat, works hard, end product, which we're seeing. But obviously Kevin De Bruyne, his goal his goal was just so cheeky, just the way, just to roll it through the legs into the bottom corner. And I
yeah,
think of all the people in world football, not many people would be able to make that ball he makes over to Bob. And for such a young kid, he doesn't half take a lovely touch and the
yeah.
composure to go round him and just tap it in. It was unbelievable. Obviously, you didn't get to see the first half, so we had another VAR incident, and
One.
it's regarding Edison going off injured. I'm not too sure if you've seen it.
Oh, I literally only watched the second half, then
So
get round to the
this
first
one
half
is
highlights
obviously the linesmen are being told, haven't they, not to put the flags up
until
for
like,
like the phase of play basically over in there.
yeah,
But this resulted in Edison having to go off in the first couple of minutes because he's clearly offside. You can see he's clearly offside. But now, with the linesman not flagging, Edison gets injured from a collision.
oof, canal.
And we understand that the close calls, yeah, keep your flag down. Keep your flag down, let VAR sort it out if they score from it. But in this instance, he's miles offside. Get your flag up. You're not wrong. It's that obvious. So, and not too long after that instance, the same thing happens again, and he immediately puts his flag up because he realizes what happened not so long ago to Edison. And
Yeah,
it's just like he's doing his job. He's being told what he needs to do, but now players are becoming in danger of picking up injuries from clear and obvious offsides.
yeah. I mean, there is like an inconsistency with some of the refereeing, like across the board. Not just from me, from a standpoint with that referee, what bloody caused us a bit of bother a few months ago, just across the entire board. There is inconsistencies. I'll admit that.
Yeah, like it's weird because obviously human error. We can all say human error. It's gonna happen. It happens every
Yeah,
day in everyday life. But when you put VAR in place to stop the human errors, humans are
yeah,
still controlling the system. So human error is always going to occur.
Yeah, it's just
So they need, for me, to just scrap VAR. It maybe down the pipeline when they tighten it up or they find a better system for it. But at the moment, even the camera
yeah,
angles aren't straight lines. We're always looking at it on a still image side on.
yeah,
You need more cameras around the ground where it literally is straight ahead and you can see. Similar to what the Champions League do, where the bodies go through the force field thing.
yeah,
Do that, bring that in. Goal line technology is probably the best thing that's ever happened. If the system worked, apart from the one instant where I think they hit the post or something that knocked the camera off
yeah,
and they couldn't pick up the goal. But VAR is certainly now causing issues regarding player safety from clear and obvious offsides. But before we leave this game, Bruno Bernardo Silva. Oh, just stop that. Did you see that goal?
yeah. I called that goal. He's like he's like another one. Like he has like his dips, like tiny dips in form, but then he comes back and just plays like $1 million and just wow. That's why I evoed him.
But like, did you see the shock on Phil Foden's face when he done it? And like Phil Foden celebrated when he's got his hands on his head, just like because he was
Yeah,
shocked at like how good that
yeah,
ball is. Just it comes flying in, and he just has that in his locker to just guide it into the bottom corner. It's absolute filth. So with Man City now, I think it is. Are they a couple of points behind yourselves?
I
2 points.
think it's 2 or 3 points.
Do
Like I
you,
said,
do you think they're going to go on a run?
mm,
Do you think Man City are going to do what they done last year and just go 16 games, whatever it was, bang, 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 thank you very much, give me that league title?
mm, I mean, like obviously I've seen like a bit of like Twitter talk. Like obviously like some Liverpool fans going, I do think City's gonna win it, and then some Liverpool fans going, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. But it's one of those. Like obviously Haaland's a big miss for them. They did get the win at the weekend, but Haaland is a big miss. He's out till I think end of January, early February. He's messing up my fantasy at the minute. Not gonna go more into that. But yeah, I do think if they do get all their players fit and well and going a run just in the Prem, they've probably they've got the league in the bag. But anything can happen.
I, I,
Anything can
I,
happen.
obviously, I don't want Liverpool to win the Premier League.
That's right.
I don't want it. But I'm just afraid of Man City's quality. They just seem to know they can give teams head starts and then they go, you know what, let's just kick on. It's like they set themselves their own challenge. And it's just so horrible because it's the hope. You hope that you're going to go on and win it because you're this many points ahead, and then one or two results, you get draws, and City just go bang, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, just making light work of it.
Yeah,
It must be horrible to
yeah,
be knowing that City chasing you.
yeah. Like I do feel like it'll just be between us and City because I feel like Arsenal they're falling a little away, and then obviously Spurs will come on to them in a few minutes. They're falling a little bit away because the one transfer I don't get. Why would you sell one of your one of your best centre backs in Eric Dyer halfway through the season? It makes no sense.
Oh, that's very interesting. Do you think Eric Dyer is one of their best centre backs?
Well,
Because
was
they were playing Romero and and Sanderberg.
yeah,
He wasn't playing.
yeah, but still, he's good. But now he's with his mate Harry Kane now, so it's all good in his books probably.
Right
Right,
then, we covered that
the
one.
next, so we missed we got the early
Yeah,
Saturday game, which was
yeah.
Chelsea.
That's the next one. Chelsea, Fulham. I've only seen highlights of it, so I don't know if you watched much of this game. But another controversial one I need to discuss is: did you see Gusto's challenge on William?
I did.
What are your thoughts on this? Because I thought this was an instant red.
It's it was a blatant red, like straight off. It's one of those, like we go back to before. There is inconsistencies with how certain people who were watching the VAR at Stockley Park or whatever, because one person could view that as a red. One person could be like, "Oh no, play on. It's fine. It's sound. Just play on."
Yeah, I go back to like comparing it to Calvert Lewin's challenge. How did Calvert Lewin get a red card for that, and then Gusto doesn't get a red card for his when his was basically a lunge and
Yeah,
catches the whole of his foot on top of Williams' foot, only to get a yellow card. But Calvert Lewin scrapes the shin and gets a red card after a VAR review. And this is
yeah.
down to obviously the inconsistency of referees. I don't understand how they can compare the ones that Carl Lewis is a red. It's like one of those memes, isn't it? Like, how do
Yeah,
I tell my children that Carl Lewis got sent off for this, but Gusto didn't only got a yellow for this?
yeah. Like I say, it just goes back. Like obviously, they've got the whole VAR rule book and what to look for, dangerous challenges and all that. But someone could easily just interpret that in their own little way instead of following the guidelines or whatever they have.
Yeah, it's it is like I was shocked. I couldn't believe when I seen it. It's like, oh, he's off. No doubt he's off. Red card. They'll do the slow image. It'll look 100 times worse than what it was in a normal time, and he's off. And then when I seen the yellow card, and then they were reviewing it, I was like, oh, what the hell? Must be a Chelsea fan on VAR.
Or just got a little bet on.
Only had a bet on, yeah. But it shows in the way that VAR at the moment isn't working at all for us.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, goal was from Cole Palmer. What do you think of Cole Palmer this season?
Um, About to say he came from City, didn't he? Because he was part of City like team for a bit towards the end of last season, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's a strange one that Man City have actually like let him go. I don't know what Guardiola has seen in the reason to like let him go because he's like reminds you
Because
a bit like of a Foden.
yeah, because for me this season he's probably been Chelsea's best player alongside Conor Gallagher. I know that opinion might be a bit controversial, but obviously the majority of the players what they bought in over the last year or so, like hardly no one probably heard of them. The only one I heard of was that Nkunku who came from Leipzig in the summer. Any of the others didn't know who they were.
Yeah, it's he said he might like a mini like Phil Foden. So I don't know. I'm sure while Kevin De Bruyne was injured, I'm sure Cole Palmer could have got minutes for a City because he was playing Rico Lewis sometimes in the middle of the park, and then he was dropping Grealish, he was dropping Foden, he was dropping Silva, and it was just yeah, it's a strange one. It seems like Chelsea got him on. Was it 60 mil? Was it? I think he went for.
I think I think it was about only 40 million on.
So it means that so someone that way Cole Palmer has started at Chelsea and being basically their main man at the moment. I think Guardiola was just sitting there thinking, why did we let him go? Was it to balance the books maybe to get some money back in? So don't look a bit that they actually
Sussy.
are. Yeah, don't
Well,
look too sussy for when FFP comes looking for them. But overall, I
and
think
that,
it was a dull game from what I catch in the
yeah,
glimpse. I was watching the highlights and it wasn't much. Fulham had a few chances where I think Petrovic makes one good save in the first half on Wilson, and then he had another one in the second half. But I was expecting him to make the save,
yeah,
and I think Gallagher hits the post near the end with a great like little mini Torella. But other than that, it was a dull game for like a derby game.
yeah. I will say one thing though, it has baffled me the way Chelsea like got rid of Mendy. He went to Saudi Arabia, as far as I remember, and then they let Kepa go to Real Madrid, and then they go and buy Sanchez from Brighton instead
Yeah,
of like trying to. Like I know Kepa had a poor season last season. We'll get into another poor keeper in a minute, but still, you at least want to maybe try and keep him, and then
yeah, it's Kepa was.
it's
They spent a lot of money on goalkeepers, and I think since Petr Cech went, I don't think they've had a stable goalkeeper,
No.
and they've wasted a lot of money on goalkeeping. So we've got one more game to talk about, and it was yesterday's Super Sunday clash. Manchester United 2, Spurs 2, and I think this was another great game as well. What was your thoughts?
Right, so I've got about to say, how long have we got? I've got quite a few thoughts.
Oh, fire
Mainly,
away.
right. So firstly, you know the way Hoyland scored literally within 5 minutes?
Yeah,
That was his only attempt on goal. All game.
all game. How many
All
attempts did he have that didn't go on target?
No, that was his only attempt, literally, which baffles me. And then obviously you got Rashford scoring his first goal in Old Trafford for like 6 or 7 months. Then as he's run to the crowd, he's doing the little talking thingy, which is probably just gonna peeve off the fans even more. And then
Yeah,
obviously,
I've,
for me, I think the substitutions were a bit. You've got Casemiro on the bench, you bought from Real Madrid, then you're bringing on bloody McTominay.
I think there's clear evidence there that the camp is not happy with Casemiro's situation. I'm not too sure obviously what's
Yeah,
going on behind the scenes. The Rashford celebration, I think that's probably aimed more at the United stand than Mark Goldbridge. Because
yeah,
Mark Goldbridge's been having a pop on him there at every opportunity he's had. But and you got to look at it, I think he is right probably because the
yeah,
least that you expect is your work rate.
yeah,
Everyone has bad games, no matter what. We all have bad games, but it's how you react to having a bad game, making sure you work hard for your team,
yeah,
getting yourself back. And it looks like when you're losing the ball, it's just like I've lost the ball. I'm not going to chase back now and try and win it back for my
yeah,
team. I'm not really fussed. So yeah, I think some of the comments made by United stand and Mark Aldridge were fair. And I
yeah,
know if we've seen it at Everton, we'd be questioned it as well, saying he's a lazy bastard. Him. He's not chasing us. He's not chasing back for the team. We can all cope. We can all accept bad games. We just the requirement of any football player is you work your ass off, no matter what
yeah,
how bad you're playing. And then if you get subbed off late on, at least you can hold your head up and go, oh, sorry, I didn't have my best game, but you know what? I grafted, and that's all anyone can ask for. So yeah, that Rashford celebration. I hope he changes his mindset, maybe because his pal Sancho's gone now, and he weren't happy with the treatment Sancho got. But whatever, we don't know what's
yeah,
going on behind the scenes. But
yeah,
maybe Rashford starts coming back into a bit of form because he is a
yeah,
quality player, but he
yeah,
needs to consistently show it now, especially when we've got a Euros just around the corner.
yeah. And then one last thing. What were Man United thinking signing Onana? Because
If
he's
I,
literally, he's literally, he's pro. Like I know I can't talk because Liverpool have had quite a few howlers of goalkeepers, but I think he probably is one of those like goalkeepers that are just shocking. Like it might have been, it's just madness
I can
from
see
outside looking in.
I can like David De Gea. He should be still at United. He hasn't even got a club still.
Yeah,
And if I was United, I'd be apologising for everything, the way they treated him,
I'd,
and
I'd give him whatever he wanted.
yeah, and getting back in. I can see the thought process of it because obviously the goalkeeping's changed, has it now from modern football, and it's all about distribution,
Yeah,
and obviously Onana on the floor is quality. I think Man United thought he found the next best Edison with the ball at his feet, but at least Edison is actually a goalkeeper. Where Onana for me is absolutely terrible. I just
yeah,
don't I just don't get the purchase as a goalkeeping term. First and foremost is he a good goalkeeper? That's your first and
mm,
foremost. Yeah. Okay. What's his distribution like? Distribution's top class. Okay, we've got ourselves a goalkeeper. Whoever scouted him hasn't paid any attention to his goalkeeping ability and thought, you know what, he can spread the ball 40 yards, he will do. And now it's shot him in the foot. Even Richarlison's goal, he, that
yeah,
ball thing's landed. I know there's loads of bodies in there, but he's a big lad. I'm sure he can come out and punch that ball. No
yeah,
problem. Come out and
definitely.
punch the ball. A lot of bodies in front of him, but come and claim it. Come and be strong. Come and take the pressure off your defence
Yeah,
and punch that ball and take the pressure off. So yeah, I'm with you. Onana is probably up there, probably the one of the worst signings of the
Yes.
of this season. I don't get it. David De Gea should still be in goal for United. Um, Obviously, United fans, if they do watch this in the comments, let us know. And just before we touch on it, McTominay has to do better for that. That is a free header, centre
Yep.
of the goal. He
Yeah.
has to find the back of the net there.
Yeah. And obviously Garnacho had a chance earlier on before McTominay as well. Sort of similar situation where he's headed it over. It's just like headed down into the ground.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
McTominay should have finished it.
even just hit the target and make Vicario make a save. But that's another thing of goalkeepers. Look at the scouting team at Tottenham. I think I was listening to the Ben Foster podcast, and he was saying that even like James Madison had to do research on like Vicario because no one's ever heard of him. I know I definitely never heard of him. And obviously I
No.
play a lot of FIFA Football Manager, and I never come across him at all. So it just
Yeah.
shows you if you do have the right scouting system in place at your club, you can find these gems because Vicario's been probably one of the most successful goalkeepers this season.
Yeah. And now we go into the Spurs side of things.
Yes, Spurs. I know. I enjoy watching Spurs. I just think the way Ange has them set up, it's like this is us. This is how we play. You score as many goals as you can. We'll try and outscore you. And watching them is entertaining. It must be a nightmare for Spurs. That like
Yeah.
they want to obviously shut up shop and make it nice and tight, but that's just not the way Ange plays. And
Yeah.
it as a neutral, it brings excitement. But it would be interesting to see how Spurs fans. I know they're loving them. I think they are loving them. I think everyone's positive about them. But I think how they're adapting to the style of play. Are they? Does it worry them?
Yeah.
The way they're
Yeah.
playing, like Romero, he's like, especially with playing so high. Romero's a loose cannon, and
Yeah.
he's always one 1 second away from making a rash decision and getting him sent off at any given moment. It's just his character. So yeah, I wonder what Spurs being like for you to watch.
Well, I mean, for this season, like obviously when I watch them, like I do think like they are a good like group of players. Obviously, Harry Kane left, but obviously I do think they have adapted well because obviously Son stepped up quite a bit. Obviously, the likes of Kulusevski, obviously your pigeon dancing guy Richarlison as well.
Got love
Yeah,
Richarlison, love Richarlison. So happy that it's all worked out for them. Because at
yeah,
one point I was thinking, obviously, is he coming back home?
yeah. And then obviously they have just recently got Werner on loan.
Yeah, I was going to touch on the
I
Werner one. I think that's a good bit of business stuff because obviously Son is
Yeah,
away at the moment, so they obviously did lose that pace and a bit of threat on that wing. And we all know Werner's not a natural finisher, but
yeah,
there's one thing he gives you, and that's blistering pace down that side, which
yeah,
creates issues. And it's only a loan deal. I know he has ties to Chelsea, and it probably hasn't gone down well, but I think that's not bad bit of business at all for Manch.
yeah, yeah. I will say this though, I think that Pedro Porro has been their player so far this season. The second half of that game, he had Rashford in his back pocket, literally.
Yeah, he has been a good sign as well. Is he an sign or is he already there in place?
Ooh, I don't know if he was already there in place, but he has been playing quite a lot
Yeah,
since Ange took over.
yeah. It is the way Ange just took over because obviously losing Harry Kane. I think many of us all thought, oh, Tottenham are going to struggle here. Where are they going to find these goals from? And then he just starts the season so well. Other people stepping in, Son, Kulusevski. Then they got Johnson, which adds a bit more of a threat. Richarlison started slow, but now he's starting to find his feet. I
Yep.
think I think they're a bit vulnerable when they have to start Højbjerg.
Yeah.
Every time he seems to get the ball, he doesn't seem comfortable, and you can always see that you can actually pinch the ball off him in decent areas to get run of the defence. But I think Basuma might be African Cup of Nations, or he could be injured.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. So he's either one of them. So it's a big loss. But they still play
Oh,
going to be there now.
yeah. Oh, we forgot. one big one, Madison.
Yeah, Madison's due back shortly, and that was a big miss because he
Yeah,
started the season. Great, he had a point to prove, didn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It'll be interesting to see. But
yeah,
obviously, like I say, as a whole, I do think Man U are in a little bit of trouble.
yeah. I'd be surprised if you know what United maybe struggling to get Europa League this season. I know it's
Yeah,
a brief one, but like you got to look at the likes of Arsenal aren't even in the top four yet. I think it's Liverpool, City, Villa, Tottenham, is it?
yeah. I
And then
think that's.
obviously then you got Arsenal in that mix. There's five. Newcastle
Oh,
or
oh, oh!
West
I
Ham.
just so the top so the top five at the minute is Liverpool, City, Villa, Arsenal, then Spurs.
Okay, so how many points is there between Spurs and Arsenal?
Arsenal are above on goal difference.
Has he got a game in hand at all with the winter break?
Arsenal's got a game in hand, and then it's West Ham 6 points behind, six. Then Man United's 8 points behind on 32.
And then obviously Newcastle are in that mix, aren't they, as well?
Yeah,
So, yeah, United look like another Europa League season. I'd be very surprised if they turn this around and push on and get top four. I'd be very, very, very
yeah,
surprised. Transfer window is open, but inflation in January because everyone's looking for that player to kick them on, and clubs know that teams need certain players, so obviously it adds up more money. But yeah, I don't see United getting into the top four. I'm not sure about you. I'd be very surprised if you do, especially being a Liverpool fan and you're probably enjoying the downfall.
Oh, oh no. Um. Have you? Oh, trying to think. Have you ever seen? Oh, have you ever seen? You've seen Infinity War, haven't you?
No.
Oh, fair. I was about to say there's a scene where the big baddie, after he's done what he's done, he's sitting outside his little cabin and he's just sitting there and takes a breath. That's me right now watching Man United. Just sitting there,
we,
just
we,
watching it
we,
crumble.
we knew when our Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we knew this is it now. This is United's time to crumble, and the rebuild's on, and they still haven't rebuilt yet at all. But I'm
No,
sure once they get it right, they'll be back up there. But I don't see it in the next 5 years unless this new owner Ratcliffe comes in and just pure funds money to them. But FFP look like they're clamping down, aren't they? So it'll be interesting. But that is the end of today's Let's Talk Football podcast with myself, Fat Centre Back and Goldie. We will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. for the second half of this little winter break that they've put into play. Hopefully, we'll have Hazard on next week as well to join in, and open invitations for everyone that wants to come on and talk about the weekend football and all the key decisions, etc. It's all open for you. Just pop me a message on TikTok or on Twitter. And yeah, Goldie, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening.
would you like me to tell you the games we shall be covering next week, or leave it as a surprise?
Yeah, let's leave it a surprise. I'm sure they're all aware of it for their fancy footy purposes.
Oh
But
yes, definitely.
yeah, so we'll be back 7 p.m. next time. Thank you very much for joining in. Peace.